Well, welcome to our Post Intuit Connect App Academy. Excited that you're here. We have a great lineup of presenters today.
Thank you.
Hey, Aaron. We have human interest wrapping up today. How are you, Aaron?
I'm closing it down.
You are closing it down. Are you excited?
Yeah, you know it. Let's bring it.
All right. So are you ready to go?
Yeah, let me share my screen. Give me 2 seconds.
So, Aaron, you realize by closing it down, what we mean is you're the person responsible for ensuring that everybody's here to the very last minute.
Okay. All right, Murph. No pressure. I got it. Okay. So we'll keep it entertaining and I'll try not to cough. So day 3 of Intuit Connect, I stayed in my room, so I didn't come to the floor to spread the allergy situation I had. So I feel hydrated. I feel good. So I'm excited to be here.
All right.
Cool. All right. Screen looks
good. You're ready.
Perfect. Hold on real quick. I wanted to make sure I click one button. All right. Perfect. And again, we look good. All right. So perfect. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about how we can enhance client value through human interest. And it's specifically around navigating retirement strategies and compliance for 2024 and beyond, right? Because we're at the end of the year. Imagine that. It's crazy. So my name's Aaron Wilson. I head up our partnerships for CPAs and accountants across the country for human interest. Had a blast at Intuit Connect. It wasn't just the parties, it was actually the sessions I found very insightful. So amazing information that was brought out there. So I'm excited to share what we got. But a little background, I've been working with accountants for the past 18 years. I'm a 401k nerd, so I kind of help people out when it comes to this topic. So I'm excited to share some information with you. Starting off with who is human interest. To understand human interest is to understand the problem that we're solving for. So we'll start there, right? So we're here to help solve for a national problem that exists around a retirement crisis. Not to be scary, but there is something going around the country as more than half of hardworking Americans are not prepared for retirement. Only 37% of us are, not us, because I'm not, are on track or have achieved their current retirement goals, leaving around 63% of Americans that are either haven't started saving or significantly behind their goals. Okay. And when we take a look at it, it's an access problem. So most people feel, and your clients would feel, that 401ks are for the bigger companies like the Cokes and Pepsis of the world. And I can see why one would feel that, because if you take a look at this chart, 95% of those kind of companies with 500 employees or more actually have a retirement plan. But let's take a look all the way to the left at Small Business America, defined at 50 employees or under. 52% of those companies do not have a plan. That's the problem. The access for the business owner or the employees to save. So enter human interest. We're here, we're born to solve for this problem. We are a technology company that makes it easier and more affordable for businesses of all sizes to have access to retirement plan to help them and their employees have a dignified retirement in the future. Retirement doesn't discriminate. We don't either. So we have grown over the years. A little over 4 years ago when I started, we had about 2,500 clients as a Series B tech company. And fast forward to now, and many gray hairs later, I mean, like, you age fast with these companies, right? We have over 25,000 clients and add on almost 1,000 new clients per month. So 3/4 of a million, 3/4 of a million worksite employees have their retirement savings with a human interest plan. And we have over 700 employees and actually designate over 200 for client account management services in our second geolocation south of Salt Lake City in Utah. They're an award-winning customer service team now. So we're the highest rated tech provider out there when it comes to retirement plans and the 401k and the 403b, and that's according to the Googles and the Better Business Bureau. But what makes us different? It's the way that we can make it easier for that small business owner to have this important benefit because of payroll integration. We're the only provider that has a direct connection to over 500 different payroll companies. And that includes your QuickBooks Online payroll, plain and simple. But it goes beyond that, as if there's other ones out there. So if you know the national names, the whole Gusto, Paychex, PayU, PayMe, and the local regional payrolls out there, our systems speak with that payroll company or that payroll technology. That means that it helps reduce or eliminates the need for manual work. So imagine we streamline the employee onboarding. So you have that new employee that goes inside a payroll. That information through an API connection will sync into our platform. So our technology will take over and monitor that eligibility and send out account activation links automatically once they're eligible. So say goodbye to Post-it notes and spreadsheets and the paper enrollment kits that typically got employees enrolled in the past. So we'll also process every pay period contributions, remitting the payments over to the investments automatically every pay period. So you don't have to remember to click that button to send. And then at any point, number 3, any changes during that employee life cycle while working with the company, like saving more or decreasing the amount they're saving, will automatically happen through our website and push back to the payroll to make the appropriate contribution happen on the withholdings. Okay, so far so good. I like it, and that's why most people choose
So,
us.
Aaron, let me
Yeah.
let me ask you a question there.
Sure.
I was trying to pay really close attention to this business of where you're watching the employee's record and then they suddenly become available or become eligible. Uh, and so you're watching length of service, I assume,
Mhm.
and you're watching average hours. Okay.
Yeah.
And so if that individual meets requirements like they have averaged more than, I'm just going to say 24 hours a week over 6 months, and that's their point of eligibility. Uh, at the beginning of that following month, they're automatically notified. Is that correct? So they can get enrolled.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
The eligibilities are usually defined by months. How long have you worked there? 1 month, 2 months, 3 months,
right.
etc. 12 months will allow for you to have 1,000-hour concession. You have to work there 1,000 hours. So think, to your point,
Yeah.
so for the part-timers. But most cases that we see, that our plans are designed very employee friendly to allow for the employees to come in, even if they're part-timers.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Great question, Mark. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Like,
That's amazing that y'all are watching that closely, that you know automatically how to notify then the employee. Yeah. Great.
yeah, in my years, I've seen so many, I've actually seen those Post-it notes on the HR lady's screen or whoever wore that hat to manage the benefits. So yeah, it's a lot easier now, So good point. But the admin experience with that no-touch experience is why people choose us. They can focus on their business at hand and not let the benefit be a burden, reducing the manual work, which also helps reduce compliance issues. God forbid you forget that employee that's eligible and then get them enrolled in, or you get hit by a hurricane. I'm down here in Florida and you're not able to remit the payments in a timely fashion. So automation does wonders, which is fantastic. The employee experience is a positive one too. Our enrollment process is intuitive, and it walks them through the details of their plan. So is there a match? What is the eligibility, etc. And it also gives investment recommendations based on the risk tolerance, and has resulted in a higher than an average participation rate, which our plans sit at a 75% participation rate, while the country sits at 37%. So again, back to the retirement crisis, like we're very much helping the business owner get the 401k and the employees enroll into the 401k, which is fantastic. So we're also a complete solution with added protection. We do all the nuts and bolts to it. So all the pieces of the puzzle that creates a 401k, like a record keeper, that's the website you go to manage your account. We're also the TPA, the third-party administrator who does the testing, the compliance, and paperwork, like that 5500 that I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with. And when it comes to the added protection, we can also be named the fiduciary of the plan, one of my favorite words, around the investments and the admin functions. So for example, we can take on the responsibility called 316 and sign and file the 5500 for the clients. So talk about a true set and forget it. They're not going to come to your desk 2 years later and go, oh my God, I forgot to do this 5500 and I got a letter from the DOL and the IRS with a penalty. So while we're doing all that, we have transparent pricing and also in our fees as well. So we post everything online and there's no surprise fees for your clients, which is great. So let's take a look real quick at the demo. I got a quick little video, so don't fall asleep on me. Stay there. It's only a couple minutes long, but enjoy.
At Human Interest, we provide simple, affordable 401k plans for small and medium-sized businesses, making managing a 401k program that much easier. As a plan administrator, you get full insight through a dedicated admin dashboard and can see employee participation, activity feed, and reports. Our no-touch integrations with payroll providers automatically sync your payroll journal, census data, and payroll contributions with each payroll cycle. And with us managing the compliance responsibilities, you can focus on what matters most, running your business. Once added into payroll, Human Interest will onboard a new employee in 3 easy steps. Step 1. Create a password and enter a backup email. With our payroll integration, the employee's salary and basic information are already pre-populated. Step 2. Set their contribution rate and choose traditional, Roth, or split. As the employee adjusts their contribution rate, we provide tips on best practice according to industry standards. Step 3. Choose where to allocate their contributions for the maximum benefit. Our built-in online investment advising takes the employee through a series of straightforward, simple questions and suggests an extremely tailored portfolio based on their responses. This not only helps them save for the future and maximize their benefits, but it also ensures that they are making the most educated and informed decisions. Human Interest, highly customizable, easy to manage, and affordable for anyone to access a secure financial future. Ready to get started? Contact us today.
Perfect. Well, hope that you would agree when I would say that user interface is super clean and easy to use, right? So admin portals are the same and so forth, but very easy for the employee and the business owner to navigate through, right? So on another note, with the impact of the retirement crisis, what we've seen happen is this growing need and this help to save for the future. So there's been a lot of confusing changes around retirement legislation that may impact your client's business. So I wanted to quickly touch on that. So on a state level, legislation is popping up across the country with around state mandated retirement plans. So 48 states have introduced the legislation, while the darker blue states, as you see on this map, are active. And most of them are already enforcing fines and penalties for non-compliance. So state mandates say, for the most part, if you have employees residing in the state like California, then you must offer a path of savings for them. So your choices are using a state-run IRA, which the key word here is state-run. I mean, have you been to the DMV lately, right? Like, imagine customer service with something behind that, like a retirement plan behind that. So you have to do manual work to report employee data and payroll journals to the state every pay period. And it's also just a Roth IRA. So it has lower limits and no tax benefits for the now. It also, the fines and penalties can be enforced, like we were saying. They are rolling out in like Illinois. California is notorious for it. But at the end of the day, a 401k or a 403b can check the compliance box for your client. So one thing is, to give an example, next year, California goes down to 1 employee. So that's going to trigger the mandate if you have one employee in California. So for example, if my business was headquartered in Florida and we don't have a mandate, but I hire my IT department out of California and they work remotely for me, I would trigger the state mandate and I would have to adhere to that law to provide a path of savings. Now, what do I do about my other employees? So now I have to make this decision. They're going to come to you. A lot of my partners, like clients, will come to them with these questions on how to get through all of this. So we'll keep it simple and have that conversation for you or help out. But that whole Western seaboard, as you see, is impacted all the way up to Washington. You can see Colorado, that's coming up. We've been involved with like COCPA to get the messaging out. Illinois is impacted. The Eastern seaboard, like New York, New Jersey, Maryland, it's happening out there. So there is a QR code that takes you to our learning centers. So we'll keep our thumb on the pulse to make sure that we're updating, because as they come out, they change over time as well. So as you know, with any government regulation, they never make anything easy. So this is another example of that. Okay.
Aaron, these states, they offer a state-run plan, but they don't require participation in that state-run plan. They just require a plan be made available, correct?
Correct. Yeah, they're looking at the availability to save versus the participation in the saving. Correct. Good point. Now, on a federal level, Secure Act 2.0 came into law, and it's been changing over the past couple of years since it's been enacted. But one thing to highlight is that there are tax credits that will help pay for the first 3 years of the plan costs. And that comes in the form 8881. It's a dollar for dollar tax credit. So if you're paying taxes, think, do I want to give it to the government or do I want to reinvest it back in my business by having this benefit? It will cover up to 100% of plan costs for companies that are from 0 to 50 employees. And then it covers 50% of the plan costs from 51 to 100 employees. On top of that, something that's newer is that employer contributions can also be a credit. So the first $1,000 that the business might give the employee will be treated as a tax credit at 100% for the first 2 years. And then it trickles down and phases out over a 5-year period, kind of like a quarterly step down, you know? So again, that's one of those points. Do I give the money to the government or do I give the money to my employees and reinvest back in my business? So that's a huge thing. There's a power behind the Secure Act tax credits. Okay. So we're here to help add value through partnership and being a resource. And one of the ways that we're doing it is just basically helping out, standardizing an approach around retirement. When the questions come up, what resources do you have to help navigate you or your staff accountants have to navigate your clients through compliance, whether it's a state mandate program and so forth. And 401ks can be crazy, right? It took me 18 years to learn this stuff. So I know how wild it can be, but a lot of our partners will lean on us for that outsourced expertise. You don't have to be an expert. Just understand what problems a client can face and how a 401k or a 403b can help. And then it also, like, adding 401k retirement plans can help you be a one-stop shop by adding more comprehensive solutions like it. And then we bring a human element to partner support, which I'll touch on, and client support as well, which is a huge piece of everything here. So on the local level, we have these things called partner account managers. So basically our go-to-market strategy is different for a tech company. So we have about 65 of these individuals that work with our partners on the local level. You know, they have access to co-brand and collateral. They do a lot of different co-branded events together with our partners, strategize best ways to help your clients. They become that 411 information resource, and more importantly, that 911 concierge support. So if there's ever anything wonky that happens or a wrinkle in the system, you have a direct point of access to help get resolution to keep everyone's blood pressure low at that point. We're not going to relegate you to a chat box to get a solution done. We're going to handle it for you. Okay. So how a retirement partner can help add value to your clients. Think about it this way. Why should a business owner consider offering retirement benefits? There's a few different reasons why. It could be that growing regulation changes that are happening. It can help an employer get that competitive edge for the job seekers, be that employer of choice by having benefits to recruit and retain. Helps retain employees by boosting employee retention and morale. It also helps with increased savings potential because, as you mentioned, Murph, you talked about the state-run IRA. It does have a lower limit than what a 401k can put in. There are tax advantages by using the 401k for both the employer and employee by reducing the taxable income. And then you can accelerate it through profit share by creating a tax shelter. So if taxes are an issue, these are great shelters for taxes, plain and simple. So some of the resources that we provide, and if I'll download and share this link and so forth, but there are year-end checklists that we help our partners out with, some questions to ask clients, and identifying opportunities to help them through 401k, whether it's a compliance, personal retirement, what are they doing? One of my favorite questions asking a business owner is, what are you doing for retirement? And they say nothing. And I'm like, how does that make you feel? And then there's also a retirement guide. So we did a strategy guide that we rolled out this year at an event that will make available to you as well, that has a lot of resources bundled into one little book as a PDF. Okay. So little nitty gritty, we're the first in the industry to eliminate transactional fees, period. Like, this is amazing. So recently, we had a partner or a participant that needed to take a 401k loan. They were impacted by Hurricane Milton and they needed liquidity. So they took a 401k loan. We processed that within the 12-hour period, and we have zero transaction fees to make that happen. So there was no fee to get the loan, no fee for the urgency, and no fee for the ACH. So there's a lot of those fees that we have eliminated for the employees, and also for no surprises for the business owner. So if they were to leave us, there's no transfer fee, there's no conversion fee. Profit shares, we come cross-tested. That's a great conversation for the future on how to optimize the 401k for a tax shelter. Yeah. But that's one of those, there's no extra charge for that as well. So you can kind of see this is where we don't go. We also offer preferred pricing. So that way we can give a discount program through our tech credits. So again, we're trying to remove the barrier of entry, giving pricing concessions to small business to help them get access to a retirement plan. So in addition to the Secure Act tax credits, we also deliver tech credits to really try to help make sure businesses will not pay anything the first 3 years of having a plan. Okay. On top of that, we do have ways to help fill out the tax forms when it comes to the Secure Act tax credits. So our product enhancements include what we call tax savings maximizer. That's been huge to help because that form got confusing. So we got all the data that we can help out with, and we drop it on there. Another area too is the DOL audit defense. So those random DOL audits, this is a great thing for peace of mind. So if a plan got randomly audited, we will help reimburse back up to $25,000 of expenses related to that specific audit. Okay. Down the backstretch, guys. So if you're interested in partnering, would love to have a conversation with you to talk to you about more about how we can help out. I do different types of partnership programs, or just try us out, get you access to that preferred pricing our partners typically get. I can also help make an introduction to that local partner account manager, have lunch, see what they're all about, how they're helping out their business community that you go in there with, okay? And then if there was someone that we could help out with, it's a super easy engagement process. So basically just contact information, kind of like a signature tag, and then we can help get them through the process of meeting with our account executive, being able to get the consultation, the demo, get it scheduled to an onboarding specialist where they do the plan design, the payroll connection, and then the plan launches from there. And then they're set. So there we go. We got it done within time. I did put my QR code for if you wanted to scan that real quick and schedule time. Would love to meet you and talk more about it, so.
Awesome. Thank you. I also have a poll that I'll launch too in case anyone would like to learn more about human interest. Please feel free to take the poll and we'll get that. We'll certainly reach out to you. But thank you so much. This is so helpful. And obviously 401ks are, people should always be thinking about having that, right, as a benefit and helping their employees. So I love that you do that.
Yeah, thank you. No, absolutely. It's been a fun journey here. It's really seeing the impact and the changes that are happening out there and truly really helping the small business out there. So cool.
All right. If there's any questions, let us know.
Yeah.
Very quiet.
I know. So I was getting through the back end. So hopefully someone had an espresso has a question. So.
Well, obviously we'll be sending out the email recording and we'll be sending everybody that. So stay tuned for that email with all of the information from everybody. And thank you so much, Aaron.
Perfect. Thank you.
Have a
See you
great
then.
day. Bye,
You too.
everyone.
Bye-bye.